The Chicago Cubs have already survived one elimination game here this postseason, getting through the wild card round in a Game 3 against San Diego. Can they do it again?
One big hit, one home run can turn the entire series around. Cubs are looking for that magic here at Wrigley.
Those Brewers, they are going to have to deal with Jameson Taillon, who might be the best starter over the later stages of the season for the Chicago Cubs.
Oh, he might be the best starter left for the Chicago Cubs. He's a guy that's a pro's pro. You know he's not going to get nervous in this situation. Elimination game in the wild card series, he went 4 scoreless. And they're hoping that Priester, their starter for today's game, it was usually win day when he started this year for the Brewers, 12 consecutive winning decisions. When you think of Jameson Taillon and what he can do, he was on the injured list twice, so he might be the strongest right now without the full body of work this summer.
Only the 3rd career playoff start for Jameson Taillon. 29 homers, 103 runs batted in for Yelich during the regular season, leading the Brewers in both categories, and he has a base hit right off the hop, up the right field line. Yelich digging for 2. It's a leadoff double.
Well, Yelich gets the Brewers going. The pitch first is a breaking ball right in the middle of the plate. Yelich reaches out and gets that right down the line, goes right over the bag, and the Brewers have started well again.
So here's Jackson Chourio. What a series it's been. An explosive series. 5 for 7. A double, a homer, 6 runs batted in. Chourio grounds one to third. Yelich has to stay put at second as Shaw makes the putout.
Chourio not able to get that ball to the right side to advance Yelich and have a productive at-bat. Good pitching by Taillon.
4 scoreless innings in the clincher against San Diego in the wild card round. They need that kind of effort here today. As Turang lays off, and it's a 5-pitch walk. And that'll bring up William Contreras.
They'll walk. They have the humble approach. Take the base hit. Had 9 singles in game number 1. But they can also go deep.
Contreras pops it up. Where is it? Nobody sees it. It might fall. It does! Taking off from first is Turang. Nobody's at second base. Everybody's safe. Late afternoon sun at Wrigley Field. And now Craig Counsell wants to know why the infield fly rule wasn't in effect.
The umpire's going to say no one had a beat on the ball at all. You don't call the infield fly rule until you're sure that it's playable, that it's going to be played. But Michael Busch never saw it off the bat. He put his arms in the air. And then no play at second because they couldn't get the outfielder, Pete Crow Armstrong, into second base. See his arms up? I cannot see it. We knew that this sun would play havoc early, and it's cost the Cubs and put them in trouble.
Big time trouble. Bases loaded, 1 out. Sal Frelick. The road team has scored first in the first 2 games. Problem is, after the Cubs did that in Milwaukee, the Brewers came right back as Frelick flies one to left. That might get a run home. Ian Happ drifting over, makes the catch. Yelich tags from third. Throw home, not in time. 1-0 Milwaukee on a sac fly from Frelick.
Well, there's the productive at bat by the misplay by the Cubs, by Frelick.
And now Caleb Durbin bats. And Durbin with a fly ball to center, but Pete Crow Armstrong is there.
And he will make the catch. But the game begins on a very bizarre note.
The Cubs take on the 25-year-old Quinn Priester from just across the way, about 20 miles from here at Wrigley Field, making his postseason debut for the Milwaukee Brewers.
This is the 4th time he's faced the Cubs this year. First time, 4 1/3, gave up 7 runs, but his last 2, 10 innings, only 3 runs allowed.
Michael Busch back in the starting lineup for Chicago. Remember, came off the bench in game 2. Busch with a drive, right field. Frelick goes back to the track, to the wall, gone! Tie game! Michael Busch, a leadoff bomb once again. In a postseason where Chicago has not seen reliable offense, Michael Busch delivers.
In game 2, Suzuki had a 3-run home run that was answered by Andrew Vaughn. The Brewers score a run on a missed pop-up, and Busch turns it right around with 1 swing.
There have been fireworks early in every game of this series.
What an ending to the season Busch has had. He has been red hot of late. His 3rd home run in this 2025 postseason, his 2nd leadoff home run in this series.
Horner now with a count of 2-2. Nico hitting .368 in postseason play.
Horner with a line drive up the middle for a base hit.
Again, another cutter that just spins in the middle of the plate. Nice hitting by Horner. Bullet up the middle.
Now can the Cubs get a runner in scoring position? That's been a big challenge this series. Just 4 at-bats with a runner in scoring position.
And ball 4. So a homer, a single, and now a walk. So for Quinn Priester, again, it's been a long time since he's worked. Trying to harness the emotions of his first postseason appearance. Pitching at a ballpark that he came to as a fan, as a kid. 40,000 Cubs fans in full throat. And is yet to retire a batter.
Suzuki to right field. Curling towards the corner. Frelick slides and comes up with the catch. Sal Frelick with a tremendous catch in right. That saves a run. Takes an extra base hit away from Suzuki and results in a huge first out.
Well, this Milwaukee defense has been bailing out its pitchers all season long. What a play. One of the only ballparks where down the right and left field line it bays out and it plays deeper. And he made it all the way to the line, sliding catch. That's the only way you can make that play. You can't run full bore because you'll run straight into the wall.
And Ian takes outside, ball 4. Horner still at third. Happ gets the walk. Let's see what Pat Murphy, the manager, wants to do with Carson Kelly coming up.
1-2 to Kelly. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. He went to the slider and he strikes out Carson Kelly for out number 2.
Well, but that's the best slider he has thrown so far in this first inning. Bottom drops out of it, and the speed, change in the speed, fooled Kelly there. Despite the number of pitches, this is a successful inning. If somehow he gets through Pete Crow Armstrong.
0 for 4 in game 2. Pete Crow Armstrong delivers with a base hit to right. That'll score 2, and the Cubs have the lead in game 3.
Contact-oriented indeed by Pete Crow Armstrong. Another cutter that sits right in the middle of the plate. A bullet to right field off the bat of Crow Armstrong. It's also going to cost Priester his place in the game.
Wrigley Field is alive, and so are the Cubs. A 3-1 lead, and Priester unable to get through the first. Milwaukee used 7 pitchers in game 2 of this series, and Nick Mears will come on to pitch for the Brewers. Dansby Swanson at the plate, a 3-time All-Star. And there goes Pete Crow Armstrong, and the ball gets away all the way to the backstop. That'll score a run. Ian Happ scampers home on the wild pitch.
Traffic for the Cubs, making things happen, attempting a steal. You saw Contreras coming out of his crouch early to try to throw that ball and wasn't able to handle it on his backhand. A late start by Happ, but plenty of time to get in there with the 4th run.
Exactly what Craig Counsell was looking for. Chaos for the Cubs offensively. Another payoff, and Swanson lays off for ball 4.
Matt Shaw looking for his first hit this postseason. This would be a good time for it.
Swing and a miss and a fastball up and in. And Mears finally retires the side.
After a long wait, Jameson Taillon returns to work, facing 7, 8, and 9 here for Milwaukee. The Cubs leading 4-1. Bowers walked in his only plate appearance as a pinch hitter in game 1, and he chops one up the middle. Swanson was shifted that way. 1 gone.
How about a baker's dozen? Ball boy in the third base camera well, or ball man, I should say, getting to work out.
Well, this is some at bat, some battle between Taillon and Lockridge. JMO's pitch count, that's the only thing you worry about is pitch count now. It's climbing. He's at 37 pitches here in the 2nd inning.
And now the payoff. Swing and a miss. He got him. Took something off. And Lockridge finally strikes out after a lengthy battle.
Taillon was able to come back on the hitters, didn't walk anyone, retired 1 on a ground ball and 1 on that strikeout.
The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jameson Taillon.
Now for Quintana, everybody has to be ready this time of year, but you're thrust into this where you have to eat some innings. Suzuki drives one towards the gap. It's down for a base hit. and off the ivy. A leadoff double for Suzuki in the home half of the third.
I don't think we've seen anybody in the last 9 or 10 games for Suzuki hit the ball any harder.
Takes outside ball 4. Here is Pete Crow Armstrong. It was his base hit that snapped the 1-1 tie and gave the Cubs the lead. The next pitch, check swing, it's low and outside, and strike 3 called. Crow Armstrong thought he checked. Third base umpire Blakeney said he swung. That's about as angry as we've ever seen Pete Crow Armstrong. And he is still jawing long range at Blakeney.
That's the last thing the Cubs need is for Pete to get thrown out of the game. We're getting another look at it here. And I think
he did check his swing.
Yeah, he did. He
was
did
a
not
bad
swing.
call
Yeah,
by Blakeney.
it's not good, yeah.
So that's out number 2, and the batter is Dansby Swanson. Let's see if Dansby can come through.
It's a ground ball sharply hit to short. Ortiz gobbles it up, throws to first in time, and retires Swanson. And Quintana works around the leadoff double and strands a pair in the bottom of the third.
For the hitters, too, you know, with all the practice, this is not a normal time to see the ball out of the hitting background.
Base hit to left by Frelick, past a diving Shaw at third.
And Durbin lines one to right. Back-to-back opposite field hits for the Brewers, and they have something cooking here in the fourth.
Well, this team can really string hits together. We talked before, they don't chase a lot, they don't swing a lot, but when they swing, they make contact.
Bring up Jake Bauers. Only his second career playoff start. Up the middle from Bauers, a base hit. Frelick around third, he will score. Throw to third, not in time. As Durbin slides in safely, going first to third on the RBI single from Bauers. And the Brewers have cut it down to 2.
Again, just stringing these hits together, working the at-bat. Did Bauers finally gets a fastball up in the strike zone and delivers with the third straight base hit. And look at Frelick, who can fly. He's going to score easily, trailing by a couple of runs, still being aggressive on the base paths. And Taillon's in trouble here. Lockridge has so much speed that you're not assured of a double play even with the ball on the ground.
The last 3 hitters, all 3 wound up singling. Lockridge lays down a bunt. It's a squeeze play. Toss home. They have Durbin in a rundown. Kelly to Shaw, who runs down the line, makes a shovel play to Bush, and he will finally get the tumbling Durbin for the out.
Well, this is a safety squeeze by Lockridge. And what does that mean? He is bunting, and if it's a good enough bunt, then the runner on third should come home. But he bunted it too hard, so Durbin should have probably stayed at third base. But they end up with the same situation, because in a great rundown by Durbin, both runners advanced to second and third anyway. Great job by Caleb, staying in that rundown as long as he did.
So now it's second and third, 2 out, and Joey Ortiz the batter.
Swinging a bouncing ball, 1 hop to third. Shaw has it, throws to first to get him. Out number 3. The Brewers get a run on 3 hits. They leave 2.
And the Cubs have had the better of the Brewers so far. We head to the 7th golden hour here in Chicago on a perfect night for postseason baseball. Andrew Kittredge out of the bullpen. At first pitch, it's Jake Bauers lifting this ball to left field. Happ goes back. That ball is gone! Jake Bauers with an opposite field shot. And the Brewers are within 1.
Jake Bauers having himself a night here at Wrigley. A solo blast. It is 4-3 Cubs. Bauers has driven in a pair here tonight for the Brewers.
You know, you were talking about the swirling wind that can happen here. That ball was aided and blown out of here by the wind. Bauers got a good piece of it, but it stayed in the air a lot longer than it looked off the bat. And here come the Brewers.
Another wrinkle in the plot in a must-win for Chicago. Isaac Collins is the pinch hitter.
Swing and a miss. There it was, Ron, exactly as you said. A low inside slider, swung on and missed. He probably chased ball 4.
Perkins rolls over on 1. Horner makes the putout. Lineup will turn over. Here's Yelich.
You know, Bauers led off this inning with that home run to left field. Yelich has tremendous power to left field as well.
Ground ball back to the mound, fielded by Kittredge. Underhands to Bush in time. Inning over. Milwaukee gets a run on the home run by Bauers. But the Cubs lead 4-3 in the middle of the 7th.
It's one of those classic scenes here at Wrigley Field in Chicago in October. And they get a hit here with one out from Nico Hoerner. Rounding first, staying put. One out single. And Horner's second hit of the night. Kyle Tucker singled his last time as he bats here with a runner on and one out. And Tucker puts this into right. Back-to-back hits for Chicago as they look for some insurance. And Pat Murphy is out of the dugout for the Brewers with the power threat of Seiya Suzuki coming to the plate. Patrick, a former fourth-round pick of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Another 2-2. And Suzuki with a bouncing ball left side. There's one. Not the second. Andrew Monasterio just into the game. Had to wait for that hop. They got the out at second. Nico Hoerner gets the third.
Well, good hustle by Suzuki.
So now Ian Happ batting from the left side. Runners at the corners, 2 out.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Breaking ball down below the zone. Happ went fishing. And Patrick strands a pair in a scoreless 7th inning for the Crew.
Nervous energy galore in front of a packed house here at Wrigley. First pitch swinging Jackson Chourio. Pete Crow Armstrong dives, can't come up with it. And it'll be a leadoff double for Jackson Chourio. The Brewers have the tying run in scoring position here in the 8th.
And Pete Crow Armstrong has made so many highlight plays all season long. Almost comes up with this one. Just tips off the end of his glove.
And now Bryce Terang will face the lefty, Caleb Thielbar.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Terang strikes out for a huge out, number 1. Thielbar, a sharp breaking ball gets him. William Contreras the bat.
Low, ball 4. Go-ahead run is on base for Sal Frelick. Sac fly, a base hit, and a ground out for Frelick as he faces Thielbar.
Frelick, roller up the middle. Hoerner to his right, makes the flip for one. The throw to first, not in time. Frelick can fly, and he beats it out at first.
I mean, there aren't many double play combos that can even make this close. Good job by Hoerner to get it to Swanson, the strong arm, but too much speed by Frelick.
It is now 3-0. And the pitch, ball 4. Durbin, a 4-pitch walk. So the tension is ratcheted up another level. Jake Bauers at the plate. Bauers, having a big game, has already singled and homered, and he's the left-handed batter. Bases loaded now, 2 down. Cubs lead 4-3, 8th inning. Listen to this crowd. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
The Brewers leave the bases loaded with the tying run 90 feet away. Now the Brewers go to their bench. Andrew Vaughn, who had a homer early in game 2 after the Cubs went up 3-0. Andrew Vaughn promptly answered.
Cubs leading 4-3. Brad Keller on the mound.
And Vaughn with a fly ball to right center. Suzuki comes over to make the catch. 2 outs for Brad Keller and the Cubs to survive for one more night.
Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Out number 2.
That was gas in the outside corner. He just reared back and threw it right past him. That is a big pitch for Keller.
The noise is deafening at Wrigley Field. The Brewers are down to their last chance. Christian Yelich at the plate.
Yelich, a hard hit ball to second. Hoerner makes the play. And the Cubs survive. The Chicago Cubs stave off elimination and force a game 4 tomorrow night.
Talked a lot about the Brewers bullpen. What a job by the bullpen tonight for the Cubbies. 5 innings, only 1 run allowed, and this beautiful play by Hoerner to his left. That ball was scalded, and he gets the final out. The 2-out hit in the first inning by Pete Crow Armstrong might have turned the tide of this series.
They fly the W. They play Go Cubs Go. And for the second time, the Cubs survive an elimination game here at home.